at TLC Nursery because, like you all, we're excited to get out into those nurseries and see what some of the new plants are. And we're here with Kristy Rutland. You are the Greenhouse Manager for TLC. And Kristy, we've asked you to kind of bring some of the true solid annuals that work well for us. And so what do you have to show us today?
So I have quite a few things to show you. I've pulled half the world over here.
Great, we love it.
So I'm going to just start with the croton, which is not really anything new, but it's something we love to use a lot.
Right.
It's great for sun or for shade. It is a tropical, so it won't survive our winters outside.
Okay.
But
as most of these are that we're looking at.
Right.
Yeah.
But the nice thing is if you were to put it out now, you'll have it till freeze.
Excellent.
So great color.
And it works well to transition with your fall mums and into your fall Thanksgiving colors too.
Absolutely. Just swap a couple things out with it and now it looks like fall.
Excellent. All right. What else do we have
The other
here?
thing I have here, this is Angelonia. This variety is Archangel.
Okay.
It comes in several different colors, does great in the heat, does great in the sun. We have a brand new color this year. This is Cherry Red.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely. Gets really nice and tall, so it's a great for like line material, really tall stuff for a background.
Right.
It comes in the white, the cherry red, the dark purple, and the dark rose.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So this would kind of be your thriller in the pot. if you had
Absolutely.
it. Yep. Okay.
Another one that we love to use, this is Lobularia. Great for the heat, great for the sun. It's a more heat tolerant cousin to the old school Sweet Alyssum. So
Okay.
it blooms longer into the season.
Right.
And like I said, loves the heat, gets big and massive, great, just gets covered in these little white blooms.
Right, because we love Sweet Alyssum, but it tends to fade once it gets hot. So this is a great substitute.
Yep,
for that.
absolutely.
Okay.
Another favorite of ours is the bubblegum petunia. If you've ever been down here to TLC, we always plant this out in our sign bed, which is the one out by the road.
Yeah.
That gets all day sun, no protection, heat from the road, heat from the parking lot. It blooms great, doesn't
And it draws people into your nursery with the beautiful color.
Absolutely. A new one this year in the same kind of series. This one's called Honey. It's another type of super petunia. These guys are great. They're self-cleaning. They're not like your old school petunias that you got to go out there and deadhead every day. They'll kind of do it themselves.
Low maintenance. We love that.
Absolutely.
And I love how the color goes from kind of this limey green almost to an orange color.
Yeah, and then there's even some points where there's a little bit of like a peach or kind of a pinkish color in it. So it really kind of varies. That's a neat one.
Excellent. Okay.
Another one for the shade.
Yes.
This is Streptocarpella. It's an old school plant. It's really not used nearly enough.
Right.
Blooms on and off through the season. Does great in the shade. It's a nice little color of blue for the shade. Believe it or not, these are periwinkles.
I saw those and I was so excited about those. They look so different than your typical periwinkle.
Absolutely. Brand new for us. This series is called Soiree. This is Soiree Crown. There's also the miniature periwinkle in the same series. And then this one is a double blooming periwinkle. Notice
That almost looks like a hydrangea flower.
Almost, yeah.
Wow.
Loves the
It's
heat.
amazing what they're doing with some of the flowers these days. All right, so we've got our good standby sweet potato. If you can't grow anything,
exactly,
you can grow sweet potato
exactly. This is great for if you need to fill a large area. Do some sweet potato vine.
Right.
Makes a huge impact. Comes in the chartreuse color or in a purple color, and there's a few other shades in there, but those are the main ones, and they look really neat together.
So if you're struggling or you're new into gardening, get one of those. You've got a great color combination, and
absolutely,
you will be able to grow them. All right.
This is another one that we love to use a lot. This is Dragon Wing Begonia. The nice thing about this, if you started early enough, you can go in full sun with this or you can go full shade with it. If you go in the sun, the reds get more vibrant in it. It gets just a light blush to the foliage.
Okay.
If you go in the shade, it's not quite as vibrant, but it's still beautiful, and the leaves stay more of this light green color.
Okay, excellent. And
This
then
is
here?
my personal favorite for the shade. This is Terenia. Terenia is great for the shade. This type is a cascading type, so if you have baskets you want to use it in, it'll spill over. Or if you need it to spread out, you can use it to spread. There's also a variety of Terenia that stays upright, so you can do those too. Comes in a wide assortment of colors, blooms pretty much the whole season, and you don't really have to do anything to it.
Excellent. We've got another begonia back here.
We do. This is Begonia Big. Now you notice it kind of looks like the old school wax leaf begonia, which it is, except for it's a variety that gets big. If you notice how big the blooms are, how big the leaves are, it'll get about 24 inches tall. I mean, it just gets massive, so it makes a great impact in the bed. This is under the sea king crab. It's a big variety of coleus, so the plant itself gets big, the leaves get big. The only thing I would say about coleus is if you pinch it more, it stays bushy.
Right.
So you can kind of control its height a little bit. If you don't want it to be huge, just keep pinching it. And if you don't, if you want it to be big, then let it grow.
Right, and when you say pinching it, basically going in there and just snapping a little bit of that leader out.
All you have to do is come in and just pinch it out, and you're good to go.
Excellent. All right, and we have another coleus here next to this.
This one also is in the same series. This is Under the Sea Copper Coral. And if you notice, it's got all of these colors, reds and greens and yellows and everything.
And that's why we love coleus. I mean, you can just play up so many different colors.
Absolutely.
So we also have next to it this scaevola. Another great standby.
Absolutely. Loves the heat, loves the sun, blooms all summer long. The only thing I would say about it is every once in a while go out and give it a pinch. Like when you're watering, pinch part of it back.
Oh, okay.
And that kind of helps keep it nice and fat and full and pretty looking.
And a good spiller again to go over those containers and things like that. And behind us we've got another blue. I love blue in the garden, so we've got a few plants here. Plumbago?
Plumbago's a great one. You can do it in part sun, or if you start early enough, you can go full sun. Either way. Loves the heat, loves the summer, blooms most of the summer. That's another one that I would every once in a while go out and give it a pinch. You don't have to pinch the whole thing back at once. Just do a portion of it at a time. That way you can keep it blooming all summer long.
Right. And there's a white plumbago.
There's also white.
Okay, and then we've got a giant mandevilla behind us.
Mandevilla is another great one for the sun, for the heat. Blooms all summer long with those big, beautiful pink or white or red blooms, or even yellow if you can find yellow.
Right.
Does wonderful, and it's a great, if you have a big area or a tall area you're trying to fill in, that's a great one for it.
Yeah, it's a beautiful tropical vine. Well, thank you, Kristy, for sharing these annuals with us.
Thank you for coming out.
We hope you enjoyed this video. It's part of our Oklahoma Gardening YouTube channel. You can also find even more videos on our OK Gardening Classics YouTube channel. And join us on social media for great gardening tips, photos, and discussion.